I'm Stacey Lemire Martin with Awaken Austin, and I can help you change your mindset sustainably. I'm here today to talk to you about taking personal responsibility in your life and finding gratitude in every situation. So my first husband was an Eagle Scout by the time he was 13. And so when my son was old enough to join the Cub Scouts, he became a leader. And once or twice a month, we would trade vehicles so that he could load up my van with equipment and boys and take them off into magical adventures. But here's the interesting thing about that, is that every time I had his car, it was completely empty of gas. This went on for months and years. And instead of becoming funny over time, it became very annoying. And no amount of yelling, crying, or shaming him for being so unconscious as to leave his children without a vehicle, nothing changed. Well, one Friday, he took the van to work with him because he was doing a leadership thing after work, and I was running late for an appointment. So I rush out of the house, and there I see in front of me the car. And so immediately I knew there was no gas in this car. And so I got in the car, and sure enough, no gas. And something interesting happened. Instead of being angry at how unconscious and selfish he was being, something interesting happened. I took responsibility. I said, now, Stacey, this is not his fault. You knew you had the car. And you should have planned it differently, and you wouldn't be running late. You would have gas in the car, and you could be on time. So that was the first interesting thing that happened. So as I'm driving to the gas station, instead of thinking how late I was going to be, I was actually really relaxed. I have just freed myself from being angry and being upset at something outside of myself interrupting my life. I took responsibility, and I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder why this happens all the time. And I'm pumping the gas and having all these thoughts, and all of a sudden, I had a new thought. And that thought was, well, it happens like this because he's a responsible guy. I mean, I can count on this, right? It's been going on for years. I can count on this. That's why I can count on it, because he is a responsible guy. I can count on him for so many things in my life. I'm so blessed to be able to count on him. So I picked up my cell phone, pumping the gas, and I called him, and he answered the phone. He was really surprised to hear my voice. And I said, listen, I would just like to thank you for an empty tank of gas. Well, I could hear this over the phone. I did it again? How do I do that? And I said, you know what? I know how you do it. Because it's your job to remind me how responsible you are and how blessed I am to have you in my life. And so from now on, whenever I have an empty tank of gas, that's the only thought I'm going to have, is how blessed I am to have you in my life. Well, needless to say, that changed the dynamic in our relationship, and it changed the dynamic in my car. Not only did I have a full tank of gas whenever I had his car from that moment on, he also was so thoughtful to fill my van up so that when I got back in my van, it always had a full tank of gas as well. So what happens to us in life is not always under our control. How we respond is under our control. So my challenge to you is to look at the small annoyances in life and see where you can find the gratitude and change the dynamic. And if you're having trouble having a positive thought and sticking with positive thoughts, then come see me at Awaken Austin, and I'll show you how it's done. Thank you.